I start this new topic, oneness Shiv Shakti, I would like to ask you from your side, what do you mean by it? Yes? You can, whatever it comes very spontaneously from your bottom of your heart, you can just tell, yeah? Ardhanarishwar Shakti, yes? Same, yes?
This is a masculine and feminine energy in your body.
Yeah, excellent, yes?
Yeah, you learned that.
Yin and yang, yes?
Balance.
Balancing, yeah?
Togetherness.
Togetherness, yes?
It's about the god and the goddesses together.
Yeah, okay. So there are different aspects that today I am going to cover it, because the thing is, according to our medical science, there are very different aspects than what we have been gone through with the religious aspect. So in medical science, what we tell people, okay, there is an aspect of called the atom should be in balance, the molecules should be balanced, every quantum particle should be balanced with each other. Like whenever we get a blood investigation, we try to see the sodium, potassium, whether they are balanced or not. Is it right? Because this energy level, they are sometime on maximum time, not sometime, but maximum time they are imbalanced in us, and that's why we land up into some or other diseases, right? And we are not aware. Why we are not aware about is because right from our childhood, maybe when we were in the mother's womb, from that time only the energy was imbalanced. So we never acknowledged it. That was the main thing, because we never seen our parents round the clock that they were happy with each other, they were loving with each other, they were caring with each other. We had never seen that. Is it right? And that observation was absorption. So whatever we have observed from our childhood, that father is dominating, the mother is crying, the mother is in depression, and many times the quarrel was so intense that they had they had gone through the divorce state also, right? Even when I was practicing as a gynecologist in medical college, I had seen that many of the wombs inside the mothers were abnormal. Genetically they were abnormal. The reason is what that they were not getting a proper nourishment, they were not getting a proper growth, or they were not getting the proper mindset, and that's why there was an hormonal imbalance in the fetus, right? So that's why you must have seen many times the child, they are mentally retarded, physically handicapped. The reason is very simple, that there is no balance between the Shiv Shakti. There is no balance, as you said, between the masculine and feminine energy. That was the main reason. And in our medical science, we have never acknowledged it. So we were never after the science of balancing it. Maximum time we used to say that the iron is less, or calcium is less, or you need to take supplements. Only that was the nutritional part what we were used to cover up. But we never understood that why there are certain imbalance of the growth, or there are miscarriages, or there are C-section has to be done, and why there are no normal pregnancy or normal delivery. The reason starts from the same, that the energies are imbalanced. That's the main thing. Now why this is happening? Because right from our ancestors we have seen that some or other person is dominating. Sometime mother is dominating, sometime father is dominating, sometime mother-in-law is dominating, sometime father-in-law is dominating, sometime sister-in-law is dominating, sometime brother-in-law is dominating. Is it right? So in our house we have never seen a balanced atmosphere. Am I right or wrong? So what we have come into conclusion, that only goddesses are balanced, humans are never balanced. We think that. And all the worship to this goddesses was actually to bring the oneness in ourselves. It was not just to show the religious aspect of us, that I am so much religious, I believe in Shiva, I believe in Parvati, I believe in Durga. It's not that way. So you must have seen that there are different forms of Ma Durga. Is it right? Even you must have seen there are different aspects of Shiva's consciousness, that sometimes he is very humble, sometimes he is very Rudra. Is it right or wrong? So this is the thing, that we as a human being, we also go through all these different aspects because we get connected to their consciousness, we get connected to their energies. Suppose if you get connected to Mahalakshmi's energy, you will be different rather than you will get connected to Ma Saraswati or Ma Kali. Is it right? You got my point? So same thing, why we have taken the human birth to experience those all divine things. But now what has happened, after taking the human birth, one thing we have dropped in our life, that is the divine mind. We have dropped, and the human mind had overtaken, and that's why we are landing into suffering and struggling. Am I right? So if we were living with the divine mind, we would have been like Rama, we would have been like Krishna, we would have been like Jesus, or all those Guru Nanak Dev. Why? Because those all people were living with the divine mind, they were not living with the human mind. Now you got the differences, is it right? So if you are in with the divine mind, there is a balance between the Shiv Shakti, but if you are with the human mind, then definitely there is a crisis. Now where? I will tell you medically, because we have two brains, left brain, right brain. Am I right? We have logical, we have emotional brain. We have two nadis, Chandra Nadi, Surya Nadi. Is it right? We have two mind, conscious mind, subconscious mind. We have logical mind, emotional mind. Is it right? We have again difference between the body and the brain. We have difference between the body and the mind. We have difference between the mind and the brain. So don't you think all these aspects are very important in human life? Is it right? So maximum of the people, we say that we are psychiatric people, we are psychiatrist patient. Is it right? So we have so many psychological disorders, like we are schizophrenic, we have split personalities, we have spirit personalities. The reason is every time it's a wave of mind, every time it's a wave of brain which is bringing a different thoughts, different emotion, different perception, different illusions in our mind. Is it right? And we are struggling for it. That's the main thing. If you are balanced with this two mind, if you are balanced with the two brain, definitely you are in the oneness. Am I right? But if you are imbalanced, there is always a struggle, there is a fight between us. And when we are not able to understand why there is a fight between us, we try to blame someone and we try to fight with someone else. It's happening or not? Tell me. For example, if during the driving of my car, if my mind is imbalanced, definitely I will go slow, I will go fast, and then I will start complaining the people around me that they don't know how to drive, how they are playing mischief. Is it right? Because imbalance is in my mind. Because in driving I need only logical mind, I need to understand the distance, the speed, the time. That logical understanding has to be there. But during the driving, if I emotional for some or other aspect of my crisis which is I am going through, definitely I will not be able to concentrate in the driving, and then there will be an accident in my life, and then I will start blaming someone else. Is it right? So same thing is happening between the husband and wife, same thing is happening between the father and son, or daughter and mother, same thing is happening, because we are driving with our own mind, and every person has a different mindset. Is it right? You have a different mindset, I have a different mindset, you have a different mindset. Now what is happening? We are not able to understand the opposite person, because they are going through their own psychological belief. They run their life with their own psychological belief. So the software is different. For example, now this is an Android mobile. If I want to pass something to this Apple laptop, I will not be able to do it. Is it right? Because of the security reason. It is not compatible with each other. Is it right? If I have the iPhone, I can pass it through the AirDrop. Is it right? So iPhone, Apple iPad or Mac laptop, they are in oneness. So anything can be transferred very easily, because they run through the same software. That OS is the same. Now you understood? Is it right? But the whole life is struggling to make him understand. That person is trying to make us understand, and this is going and going and going and going and going. Is it right? Right from the Mahabharata time, when we had seen the difference between the Arjuna and Duryodhana, it was polarity. Is it right? In the Ramayana, there was a polarity between the Ram and Ravan. Is it right? There was a polarity between the Krishna and Shakuni, right? Krishna was playing with the white light, and Shakuni was playing with the black light. He was doing all the tantric procedures. Is it right? So all this polarity has to be accepted and has to be experienced in the human body, in the human life, but with the oneness, not with the differences. Otherwise that experience is useless. Is it right? Suppose if I am only on the side of Ravana, definitely I will never understand Ram. If I only worship Ram, I will never understand Ravan. You agree or not? Is it right? But if I am at the oneness, if I am at the center, if I am at the shunya, I will understand both the character. I will understand both the mindset. Is it right? So you have to be at the center. Like whenever in the court there is a fight between the criminal and the person who has complained it, definitely the judge is in the oneness. Judge is at the center. Is it right? The two lawyers, they keep on fighting. They are at the polarity. But the main judge, he is definitely at the center, and he can only take the decision because he has to create a judgment. To create a judgment, you should be in oneness. You should be at the center. Am I right? Like when there is a cricket player, definitely the umpire is in the oneness. He is not on the either side of the team. So he can tell whether he is out or he is not out. Is it right or wrong? Right? So this is how we are going to teach in this 3 days workshop how to be in the oneness for 24/7. The moment you are out of the oneness, again there is a fight between you, there is a fight with your family member, there is a fight in the society, and you will never understand anyone anytime. That's 101%. Because the thing is, again there is so much opposite issues, not only of the energy but even about the actions also there are opposite. Like someone is in the depression and someone is hyperactive. Is it right? Someone is eating veg, someone is eating non-veg. Again there is a polarity. Is it right? Someone is worshipping some god, someone is not worshipping any god. Again there is a polarity. Is it right? So all these differences the human has to take it, but only with that oneness concept. But now what is happening, in one family, people are worshipping different gurus and different goddesses in the same family. Previously it was not that way. Right? Previously, all the family members used to worship only one god. So there was oneness in the family. There was harmony, there was a unity, there was a tuning. But now this is not happening. In same family, someone will go to Art of Living, someone will go to Brahma Kumari, someone will go to only religious temple, or someone will not believe anything. So there is opposite fight between each other. Is it right or no? Right? So why these breakups are happening, divorces are happening, why all such things are happening, why kids are running out of the house, leaving the parents or leaving the country? The reason is they are not getting a proper oneness feeling. They are not getting the love. They are not getting that unconditional love from any of the people. So they keep on running. They run to the different institution for different job, different business, different countries, just to get that unconditional love. But they will never get unless they are themselves in that oneness. They are themselves in that unconditional love. How can you seek from outside when there is imbalance between yourself? You tell me. Is it possible? Yeah?
In our daily routine life, it's happening.
Same thing is happening. And all the different aspect of, I am not blaming anyone, but all the things which we are learning from ancestors or from all the different religion concept, even that is creating a certain belief system and which is making us antagonist against the other. Is it right? So that shouldn't happen, and especially it is happening in India. When I go to abroad, there are only certain differences, like there are Catholic and there are Protestant. So there are only certain differences are there, not much differences are there. But here you see there are so many differences are there. Is it right? So unless these Indian people, they are into the oneness, they wouldn't be able to live their life happily. I don't think. Is it right? Any age or any relationship, it is not going to be okay. The reason is simple, because you think that whenever you are moving your life with your own mindset, definitely the other person will be uncomfortable with you. That person is running his life with his own mindset, you will be uncomfortable with him. Is it right? Consciously you will keep on praying in different temples and different places. You will keep on praying for your husband, wife, children, your spouse. You will keep on praying, conscious mind. But subconsciously with that emotional mind, actually you are against them. Now you tell me which is more weightage. Conscious is only 18%, your subconscious is 80%. Now you tell me your own subconscious mind is actually the enemy for the other person who is staying in your home. Is it right? And you will think, I don't know why he's not making any progress. I'm praying so much from my bottom of my heart. But it's a conscious mind, just praying for it. But inside the mind, you keep on cursing him, you keep on blaming him, you keep on saying some negative about that person. Is it right? It's happening or not? Tell me. 100% it is going to happen. Now, when I gone through all this research work, I understood one thing, that unless you are connected with the same sources, you cannot be in that oneness. The source should be same, and that source is only the light. It should be only the light. It shouldn't be any form of the God. It shouldn't be any form of the Guru also, I tell you. It should be only the light. And if that light is the same, then there is no problem. Is it right? But if the form of the light is different, and if you are connected with that form, don't you think there is a difference? Is it right or wrong? Now this mobile is working with its mobile data. My laptop is working with this hotel's internet. So it's a different. The network is different. The connection is different. Is it right or wrong? So you understand that if the source is one, the kundalini what we say, or chakras what we say, because you all are aware about the chakras, is it right? The chakras will move with the same frequency for what it has been allotted. That chakras wouldn't be imbalanced. The kundalini wouldn't be imbalanced. Otherwise it will be always ups and down. The husband kundalini is up, the wife's kundalini is down. Children's kundalini is up, parents kundalini is down. So don't you think that the serpent which is moving in the opposite direction will definitely be enemy for each other? Is it right? Because it's not that it is a uniformly moving around. It's even coming up, going down. You must have seen the thermometer. What is there in the thermometer? It's a mercury. Is it right? What we say para. Is it right? So whenever there is a temperature, the mercury comes up. Is it right? So whenever you have multiple desires, the kundalini will come up. Whether you have sexual desires, you have material desires, the kundalini will come up. Is it right? But when you have no desire, the kundalini will be dormant. Is it right? But in the house, in the same house, every person has a different desire. So the kundalini will be at a different level. The nadis will be at different level. For example, one person is living with a Chandra nadi, the other person is living with a Surya nadi. Again then there is a crisis. Again there is a opposite in action. Is it right? Someone is very much creative with the right brain, someone is very logical with the left brain, someone is good in the mathematics, someone is good with the art. Again there is a fight. Is it right or wrong? Someone is living with the heart, someone is living with the mind. Again there is a fight. Is it right or wrong? So what we have understood, that if we work on ourself, if we work on our kundalini, if we work on our chakra, if we are balancing the all the chakras, or we are balancing the nadis, we are balancing our mind through this oneness concept, definitely there is no difference of opinion, and even if there is difference of opinion, there is no fight, and that's a beautiful thing. Is it right? Now why? Because we have learnt it, we have accepted it. Is it right? We have accepted our differences. Now we are accepting others' differences. Now we have accepted our difference in kundalini. Now we have accepted others' kundalini. Now we have accepted our difference in nadis. Now we have accepted their nadis. Is it right? So in these 3 days of the workshop, we will be doing a different physical activity, we will be doing different mental activity, we will be doing different emotional activity, and then will make you a self-realization, will make you aware that in this difference, what is your analysis? Because if you don't properly analyze the thing, definitely you will never understand anyone in the life. If teacher is imbalanced, the students are imbalanced. Is it right? If you are not able to understand yourself, tell me how you are going to understand anyone else in the life. Tell me how you are going to understand, because you have not understood yourself. When your Surya Nadi is active, you don't know. When your Chandra Nadi is active, you don't know. When your left brain is active, when right brain is active, you don't know. When you don't know the science of your anatomy, you don't know the physiology of you don't know your psychology, how you are going to understand other people. So only through this oneness workshop or oneness activity, you will be understand the polarity, you will understand the duality. Is it right? You will understand the white, you will understand the black. Only when you are at the center, when you are at the oneness. Yesterday when we went to a pyramid valley, you must be knowing here. So pyramid is so much big, it's so huge. Thousands of people can sit in the pyramid and meditate. Is it right? But the center of the pyramid was only one. So what I did, I went inside and I just saw that where is the center. I just sat below that center because I wanted to create the oneness in my chakras. I wanted to create the oneness with my Shushmana Nadi. Is it right? So this is the concept. When you are actually in the center, you are aligned with your Shiva and Shakti, definitely your perception will be 360 degree. Your dimension will be 360 degree. Is it right? Your vision will be 360 degree. Is it right? So you can see very easily everything because you are in the center and connected with the oneness concept. Is it right? But what is happening when we are taking other retreat or when we are taking the workshop, spiritual workshop, we just try to connect you with the light. We just try for a moment with an invocation with the symbols. But 24/7 you are not connected. Are you connected 24/7? You are not connected. Why? Because you go to washroom or you are driving, you are cooking the food, you are doing some office work. So definitely your connection is not there. And when the connection is not there, again you are balanced and imbalanced. You are more imbalanced rather than balanced because the connection is not there. Is it right? So what we understood through our all the aura science and this quantum physics, that oneness has to be created inside 24/7, not rather than depending on external connections. With the invocation, with the symbols, with the mantras, with the god, with the goddesses, with the gurus, it's highly difficult, highly difficult. You cannot meet your guru so frequently. You cannot get connected to any of your higher masters so easily because your own divinity has to be to that level that you get connected. Is it right? If you are into depression, definitely you will get disconnected with your god, you will get disconnected with goddesses, you will get disconnected with your guru also. And people, they really leave the practice, they leave yoga, they leave meditation, they leave spiritual healing also. Why? Because they are depressed, their consciousness has dropped down, their kundalini is in the anti-clockwise direction, it's moving in the anti-clockwise direction, your chakras are oscillating in anti-clockwise direction. How then you will be connected with those sources when your chakras are imbalanced? So initially you need to create a oneness inside you. You should be capable, and then only it's possible that 24/7 the connections are maintained. Is it right or wrong? Sometimes you are dragged with fear, sometimes with anger, sometimes with jealousy, sometimes with ego. So you are dragged with those emotions. So you are out of the connection with all the divine things. Is it right or wrong? So what we are going to do in these 3 days, will make you to work on your anger, will make you to dissolve your fear, the fear of height, the fear in for driving, the fear of swimming, all these different fear of cockroaches and all the lizards, all these animal things. This all fear actually is creating an imbalance inside you and you are not able to understand, because you must have seen your parents also shouting with the cockroach and shouting seeing the lizards. For you it's very normal. Am I right or wrong? From the childhood, even your kids are seeing you when you keep on shouting, so they feel, oh, this has to be done it. But that imbalances your oneness, that takes you away from the oneness, and that is creating the problem. Your palpitations are different, your heart rate is different, your respiratory rate is different, because now you are not in the oneness. Is it right? But when you are young, it's okay, things can be normalized. But when you grow old, this creates a disease in your body, it creates a cyst, it creates a tumor also in your body, because that imbalance is for a longer duration. That fear is for a longer duration, that insecurity is for a longer duration. And don't you think that it damages your cellular activity? And it
Affects our own body.
exactly, and it creates an imbalance of chemical reactions. Is it right? And as a medical doctor, what we are seeing the output, that your creatinine is more, your cholesterol is more, your sugar level is more. But we never thought, because you are not in the oneness, that's the issue. Is it right? And because of that you have landed up into disease. It's not because of the age, it's not because of the genetical information, it's not that hereditary characters. The reason is your imbalance from your inside. You're susceptible, you yourself have created disease inside you. How can you blame someone else that yes, he has given me a wrong food and he has given me the wrong DNA information, he has given a wrong DNA genetical diseases? How can you tell that? Is it right? We have never gone through any concept like Ram was suffering from diabetes or Krishna was having arthritis. Have we gone through that? Why? Because they were in oneness. Is it right or wrong? Have you heard that Jesus was in depression? Tell me honestly. Never, because they were in oneness. It's not only because they were infinite soul. The reason is, right from the beginning they were in the oneness, so they were able to understand each and everything very crystal clearly. Is it right? So I think every child who is taking the birth should take the birth with that oneness, and then his growth will be normal, hormonal activity will be the normal, his brain will be balanced, his nadis will be balanced, and definitely his masculine feminine energy will be balanced. Is it right? He wouldn't crave for unwanted things, and then he wouldn't land up into emotional traumas, because we keep on attracting those things which we are devoid of it. If I have something negative electrons, definitely I will attract more negative electrons. If I am a smoker, definitely I will attract my friends who are more smoking. Am I right or wrong? But if I am content with myself, if I am satisfied with myself, I wouldn't attract those people in my life. Is it right? So when you are in balance, definitely everything will be so sorted out, and then that's a real spiritual life that you can able to live it. It's, the body, the mind and soul and the heart all should be in alignment. If the four tires of a car, if they are not in alignment, you leave the steering, it will go in the right or it will go in the left. Am I right? But if all these four tires have right pressure, air pressure, and if they are aligned, if you leave the steering, the car will move straight. Have you experienced it? Is it right? So if you develop oneness in yourself, definitely all your family member will have a concentric aura. They will be benefited with your auric field. But if your aura is imbalanced, all the people in your house, definitely they will be victimized because of your imbalance. And if it's their imbalance, you will be victimized of them. It's to and fro. Is it right? So all the time you will be fighting for them, they will be fighting with you. That's going to happen, and that's a never ending. So what this karma theory says, that what you create a karma you suffer. Don't you think? What you throw in the universe you get back. Is it right? So if you throw imbalance, what you are going to get it? Imbalance. Is it simple? If you throw anger, what are you going to get it? Anger. Is it simple or not? So we need to work on ourselves. That's very important. Is it right? Even in the warrior life, you must have seen all those kings and those stories what we have been gone through. They were fighting because they were imbalanced. They were with high ego, they were with high masculine energy, or they were with very high feminine energy. Is it right? If there was a balance, they wouldn't have fought. Is it right? That's the main thing. Why Krishna didn't fight in Mahabharata? Because he was balanced, he was in oneness. Is it right? Arjuna had access of fire, Duryodhana had access of fire, but one fire was constructive, one fire was destructive. Is it right? But Krishna was in oneness. Is it right or no? Right? So that I mean to say that if you have a energy, excess energy, but if it is a destructive energy, don't you think you're harming yourself, you're harming other? Is it right or wrong? All these terrorist people, they have access of energy. So they move with the guns, they move with all the gadgets which are going to destruct the people. Is it right or wrong? But if those people are taught with the oneness, definitely they will never be anti of any country. Is it right? All these people, those who are fighting for the country, they are fighting for religion, 101% they are never in the oneness. Otherwise, why would they fought? What are they going to get it? Tell me. So same thing is in our house. When you are fighting with your family member, you tell me actually what are you getting it? Are you getting anything? You're fighting with your kids, your husband, your wife. What are you getting it? Nothing you're getting it. And then you repent it. Then you have guilt. Oh, why did I do this thing? But again, that trauma is created in their mind. It is created in your mind, and that is getting reactivated periodically. And again, the same trigger, same emotional baggages, same fight, same repeat. It's a loop cycle. You need to break those patterns. Don't you think of it? Is it right? You go to ashram, you are in peace of mind. Again, you come back to your house, those traumas are reactivated. You do the spiritual practice, you are in peace of mind. Again, after certain hours, when the battery is discharged, again your kundalini comes down, chakras are negatively oscillating, the Sushmana Nadi again comes down, and you are again fighting. Is it right or wrong? So don't you think it's like a circus, or it's just a play, you're just playing with each other in the life? And what are you getting it? Tell me, what are you getting at the end of the day? End of the life, what are you getting it? That's the thing. Again you die, you meet the God in the pure form, in the pure light. You have certain conclusions of the past life. You create something new wish. Again you take a rebirth. Why? Because you are not in the oneness. So you think something is better over there than what was in my previous life. Is it right? So someone wants to get married, someone doesn't want to get married. Some want to be a rich, some doesn't want to be a rich person. Some want to be educated, some doesn't want to be educated. So opposite desire has been created after the traumatic experiences of the previous life. And this is again the cycle. You keep on coming again and again and again and again. So if you want to break those cycle, I will tell you, be in that oneness. If you want to break the cycle, it's not just worshipping Rama or Hanuman or Mahavira, you are going to be in oneness. It's not going to be that way. Is it right? You have to create inside your body, you have to create inside your mind, you have to create an alignment, then that worship will be worth. Otherwise, that worship is just like charging your mobile and again getting discharged. Do you agree? It's just that morning you are charging it, evening you are getting discharged with your mobile and with your own energy battery. Is it right? So what is going to help you? Nothing is going to help you in that way. You are just changing your religion, you are changing your gurus, you are changing your spiritual practice, you are changing your religious practice, you are doing different karma kands, right? You are just trying to sort out with the external factor, but you are not changing anything inside you. And really it's so different, because if you really worked on yourself, I don't think you need to work on anyone else in the life. I never worked on my family member. My father today also, he is very religious. He just follow only the Jainism. My mother also. But I never made her convinced to practice or learn from me. Never. Why? Because I am in oneness. I give the space and I respect what they are doing it. And they never interfered in my life because they understood that whatever he is doing very scientifically. They have never stopped me. Even my kids have never stopped me. My wife has never stopped me. The reason is, when you are in oneness, when you are balanced, definitely there is no opposition to you. You got my point? There is no fight for the money. There is no fight for relationship. There is no fight for your health crisis also. all the time, I'm able to digest the food, I'm able to sleep anywhere, I'm able to travel so much. Why it's happening? Because immediately I'm into that oneness concept. I understand, just I have to live in present moment. I should have presence of mind. So no baggages is there, no emotional baggages, no attachment. Is it clear? Because if you are in oneness, tell me, where is attachment? Where is insecurity feeling? Tell me. Where is jealousy and where is some competition? There's nothing like it. Is it right? So this is the why I want you to understand in these 3 days, because it's totally different workshop, that it is not like a regular that we are going to make you sit for the couple of hours and just practice symbols and chakra meditation. Not that way. Everything we are going to make you to go through the physical activity, the mental emotional activity. You analyze yourself where you were wrong, and please try to correct here only. Don't try to fix it going home. That is not going to help you. Is it right? If there is a surgery in the operation theatre, you cannot, with your open wound, you cannot go home. No one is going to stitch over there. Is anyone going to operate in your house? You have to do closure over here. There, the transformation should be here and the closure should be here. If there is something open, the traumas are open, the karmas are open, definitely your family member will get irritated with you, because with the open wound you are going there. You understood? So better do, we will be doing a money regression, we will be doing a present life regression, here we will be doing a past life regression, all the regression, all the mind, body, soul level we are going to open up, but we will be closing here. We'll heal you here only, and then you have to go back home. Is it right? Because that is very important in your life. And I don't think this oneness concept is taught by anyone, because I had gone through so many different organizations. I really appreciate whatever they are doing it, but they are very monotonous in their concept, and I don't like those monotonous, because then again, just at the banner of the spiritual, you are again religious. Again you get stuck over there. Is it right? You get stuck over some particular meditation, you get stuck with particular gurus, and then there is no oneness, because now there is no acceptance for other gurus. Now there is no acceptance for other meditation or other spiritual activity. Am I right or wrong? Variation should be there to experience. You shouldn't get attached to those variations. Is it right? Guru should be there in your life, but not for attachment, just for learning, for the experiences. Is it right? So definitely then it will create a good thing in your life, and then it will be very unconditional from your side, and people will love you unconditionally. Is it okay? So any question before I end the concept, because it's a very different concept. Yes, any question from your side? You want to understand the concept, because it's very deep and very vast. It took for me to understand, for since 25 years I am being into this spiritual activity, and very fortunately, because I met more than 133 gurus in my life, and then I understood that oneness has to be there. Is it right? Then you will easily digest the different concept. Otherwise it will create some question in your mind, that why he is opening eye, with the open eyes is meditating, or why with the closed eyes he is doing meditation. Again there is a polarity. Is it right? Some people, they do only physical activities, some they do only mental meditation, some they do only regression part. When I asked Dr. Brainwise that why you are doing only regression, you are not healing anyone, he had no answer. Is it right? They are successful professional way, but they are not in oneness. They have a big crowd, they have fan followers, but those are monotonous, with same frequency they attract the people, but not holistically they are accepted by other people, because they themselves are not in oneness. Do you understand the concept? They have antagonists, they have so many enemies in their life. Why? Because they are not in oneness. Is it right? So I think that you should be in that oneness, rather than you searching someone, that someone should be in oneness and then you attract them. It's not going to happen that way. You should practice that oneness through different activity, then only it is possible. It's not that we have achieved 100%, but we are also on the way, and through this all activity it is helping me. Like if I go to Osho ashram, I do so many dynamic meditation, physical exercise I do. If I go to Patanjali, I do so many different types of classical yoga, Patanjali yoga. Is it right? But again, if I go to some other organization, I do what they are teaching. Like recently I am going to Dada Bhagwan, they teach lots of Samaik and Pratikaman, different religious activity. Yeah. Yes. Is it right? But I am able to digest it. People, they think, how I am able to do this? Because I am into some different. I say I am not into difference. I accept all these differences. Because I am into oneness. So there is no question in me that why these people are doing this procedure. I understand that's a syllabus, that's a belief system through which they are going through. And through their belief system, they think that this is ultimate. But nothing is ultimate. Oneness is ultimate. No path is ultimate. I will tell you honestly. No path is ultimate. Don't think that only through this path people are going to get liberation. Only through this path people are going to get moksha or nirvana. It's not that path. It's only a belief system, and it's a process through which you will make your nadis open, you will get a better understanding, you will get a better experiences, right? Your mind will be more open when you go through this different path, but it is not going to give you ultimate everything. Is it right? Rice has a carbohydrate. If I eat only rice, I will miss protein. Is it right? If I eat only chapati, definitely it has some fixed content. Is it right? So when we take a lunch, we eat everything. We eat vegetable, we eat rice, we eat dal, we eat chapati. Why? Because we need a holistic digestion. We need a holistic nutrition in our body. We need all enzymes. You got my point? You cannot be monotonous in eating. So how can be you feed your soul with monotonous spiritual practice? You tell me. How can you be that? If you give that monotonous concept to your soul, definitely it will be attached to that thing only, and it will miss many things. Don't you think? It will miss many things. But when you are in oneness, you will not miss anything. Like when we go to Shirdi Sai Baba temple in Shirdi, we see there is masjid also inside, we see the Hanumanji idol also, everything we are seeing inside it, because that's a oneness thing. Is it right? They are not teaching anything, but seeing everything we can make understand that all people are coming, all religious people are coming, and everyone is accepting Shirdi Sai Baba. Is it right? So that has to happen in your life. There should be no confliction inside you. There should be no fight inside you. Okay, whom to believe, whom to trust, whom not to trust. It's not the matter of external factor. It's matter of actually your acceptance.
We doubt ourselves first.
Yeah.
That's what it happens always.
Always it happens, but people, they make us very monotonous. No, don't believe this. There are certain negative aspect of what you are doing it. Follow this path, follow this religion, follow this organization. This has not certain that those negative which the previous one had. And definitely the logical mind gets satisfaction. Yeah, really, this thing is better than this. But actually it's better, it's not the best. Is it okay? So please go through this oneness concept, understand it, make your mind prepared, and if you are really prepared, tomorrow you are most welcome, and we'll start with 3 days non-residential work. We don't want to bound you with residential. The reason is, go home and practice this oneness in your house and let those people see the difference in you. It should not that you be good over here, you be oneness over here, and you be in the differences in your house with your family member. Will it work? Tell me. It is not going to work. When there was a lockdown from March to September 2020, when we were in the lockdown period, when I was in my house without any external activity, but even in my house, there was no a single day when there was any crisis in my house with my wife or with my kids. The difference is, the thing is, we gave the space to them. They were in their oneness, I was in my oneness. Is it right? Through their mobile, they were watching their own videos and they were going through their own stuff. I was going through all my Zoom sessions and my all spiritual activity. Is it right? So this is you have to practice in your house. That is very important. Is it right? So then the two minds are always in oneness. The conscious mind, the subconscious mind, they are in the oneness. Your prayer of the logical or it's from the emotional, it should be in oneness. There should be no difference in it. Is it right? Then the family member really they will like your company. Even if you are with them, they will love you. If you are away from them, they will love you because you are in oneness. They know wherever you are blessing them. Your cords are connected. Your light is connected with them. Your heart is connected with them. They wouldn't crave for you on the physical level. Am I right? So this is what we are going to achieve in these 3 days.